Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where with the season well underway across Europe, we've decided to profile 10 players in electric form. 10. Nuri Sahin. Fans of Liverpool probably don't have fond memories of Nuri Sahin. The 30-year-old midfielder spent a single season, the 2012-13 campaign, in the Northwest on loan from Real Madrid, and it's fair to say it didn't go to plan. Brendan Rodgers' first season in charge, in which they finished 7th, was spent clearing out some of the deadwood that had accumulated at Anfield, like Bellamy, Carroll, Spearing and Adam, and bringing in players into the first team fold that would be crucial in their second place finish the following year, such as Sterling, Sturridge and Coutinho. In and amongst this turnover, Sahin was swept under the carpet and only ever made 12 appearances for the club. Now at Werder Bremen, having transferred from Dortmund for a paltry €1 million fee this summer, the 51-cap Turk has started the 1920 season in superb form. He's missed just 2 minutes of their 3 games so far, contributing 2 assists, 5.8 tackles and interceptions, and 5.4 key passes per 90. Whilst these numbers probably aren't sustainable as it stands, Sahin has created 5 more chances than anyone else in the division. 9. Domenico Berardi. Before we continue our descent of Europe's most informed players, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a video. Having not been fit enough to feature in Sassuolo's 2-1 defeat away to Torino on the opening day, Roberto De Zerbi included Domenico Berardi from the start against Sampdoria, and the results were spectacular. Playing up front alongside Caputo, Berardi bagged a 75-minute hat-trick from his 4 shots, all of which were on target, as the Nerazzurri continued Sam's atrocious start to the season with a 4-1 thrashing. That put him at the top of the Serie A scoring charts despite playing less than a full 90, and gives him an expected goals per 90 ratio of 1.24, the third best of anyone in Europe's top 5 leagues to have played at least 50 minutes behind Nkunku and Lewandowski. Having contributed 94 league goals over the last 6 seasons, 19 more than even Perisic, despite playing for a side that has only once finished in the top 10 in that time, 25-year-old Berardi will surely be in line for a big move soon, even if his incredible form is surely unsustainable. 8. Manuel Lanzini. There is no one that would begrudge Manuel Lanzini a fantastic season in the claret and blue of West Ham. After all, this is a player whose ACL injury saw him miss 33 games in 18-19. Only fit enough to play just under 690 minutes, the full-capped Argentine has already played over 50% of that total this term. And whilst Lanzini may only have 1 assist for his efforts so far, his underlying numbers suggest that'll leap up before too long. At the moment, the Hammer, who they acquired from UAE-based team Al Jazeera for just over £8 million in July 2016, is creating 3.5 chances per 90, which would have been the best in the Premier League last season. Factor in 1.3 shots per 90 from inside the area, the highest of his West Ham career, and it's not difficult to see why his expected goals and assists per 90 ratio is currently 0.45. Nearly 0.2 more than last season. Having missed 52 games since the start of 16-17 through various injuries, it's obviously imperative Lanzini stays fit. But if he does, then West Ham should be able to improve on their 10th place finish from last term. 7. Dusan Tadic. If you thought Dusan Tadic's magical 2018-19 campaign, in which he scored a ridiculous 38 goals in 56 games in all competitions, was a fluke, his early season form would suggest you are badly mistaken. Whilst Ajax and PSV sit a point behind Vitesse 5 games into the new season, courtesy of playing a game less, the Amsterdam-based team have looked far superior to their rivals, having scored an average of 3.8 goals per game. Crucial to their attacking form has been the ageless Tadic, who has 4 goals and 4 assists in just 342 minutes of action, and an average of a goal contribution every 43 minutes. With his shots per 90 jumping 0.2 to 2.6, and his key passes from 2.8 to 3.9 per 90, the most in the Eredivisie at this early stage, there is every chance he could top his 41 league goal contributions from last term. If he can do that and lead Ajax to more silverware in the process, surely the €11.4 million signing must go down as one of the transfers of the century. 6. Daniel James. Down the years, we've had Juan Mata, Fernando Torres, Gianfranco Zola and N'Golo Kante who have all looked instantly at home in the lofty heights of the Premier League. And whilst we aren't suggesting that Daniel James has anywhere near the talent levels of those 4 just yet, his start to life in England's top flight has been nothing short of remarkable. Signed from Swansea for just £15 million this summer, the 3rd lowest fee they've paid for a player in the last 5 seasons behind the £8 million spent on Bastian Schweinsteiger and the £1.5 million spent on Lee Grant, no one was quite expecting this level of impact. Brought on with just 16 minutes to go of United's opener against Chelsea, the Welsh flyer opened his account just 7 minutes later. He started all 3 games since, missed just 1 minute of action and scored 3 goals in the process, as many as he scored in his last 22 at Swansea. And whilst his dribble success rate of just 12% and his key passes per 90 of 0.6 leaves a lot of room for improvement and will no doubt throughout the season, Only Marcus Rashford can top his 3.5 shots per 90 at this early stage. For having adapted to life at Old Trafford so seamlessly just a few months on from losing his father, the winger more than deserves his spot on our list. 5. Teemu Puuki. The least surprising inclusion on this list, Teemu Puuki has started the season in scintillating form, scoring 5 goals in his first 4 Premier League games. And whilst everyone has been giving Joe Tomlinson a lot of stick, and rightly so for his horrible prediction, it actually wasn't that crazy. After all, the 29-year-old Finn had only hit double figures in 4 of his 14 years as a professional, despite playing 8 of those seasons in Scandinavia. 7 goals in 26 games at Celtic, 8 in 37 at Schalke, and 0 in a single La Liga appearance for Sevilla, Joe had every right to believe that Puuki would flop in one of the most competitive leagues in world football. But so far so good for Puuki, despite Norwich thus far struggling to convert their entertaining football into tangible points with just 3 from their 4 games thus far. The former Bromby man has scored with 36% of his 14 shots to date. With only Aston Villa and surprisingly Spurs conceding more than their 17 shots per game, Norwich will need their talisman, who they acquired on a free in June 2018, to continue his exceptional form, which has seen him score a league goal every 122 minutes since the start of 18-19, 17 minutes fewer than Harry Kane in exactly the same period. 4. Marcel Sabitzer. Already established at RB Leipzig, for whom he has made 146 appearances since joining from Rapid Vienna in May 2014, 25-year-old Marcel Sabitzer has been in the form of his life so far this season. Although a consistent performer who has contributed 24 goals and 23 assists in his 5 full seasons at the club, the arrival of Julian Nagelsmann in northeastern Germany has seen RB Leipzig dispatch Union Berlin, Frankfurt and Gladbach, scoring 9 goals in the process. Sabitzer hasn't missed a single minute, and whilst Timo Werner has grabbed the headlines with 5 goals, the 33-capped Austrian has waded in with a goal and 3 assists. At this early stage, his dribbles have more than doubled to 1.3 per 90, but it's his creativity which has gone through the roof, from 1.4 key passes per 90 to 3.7, which would have been good enough for second in the Bundesliga last season behind James Rodriguez. This has meant that at this early stage of the season, Sabitzer has a quite frankly ridiculous expected assist per 90 ratio of 0.64, better than David Silva, who has 4 assists and 4 in the Premier League. If RB are to complete a remarkable journey from the 5th tier of German football to Bundesliga champions in 11 seasons, Sabitzer's exceptional form needs to continue. 3. Toni Kroos. Real Madrid's form at the start of 1920 has been far from brilliant, with 1 win and 2 draws leaving them 5th at this incredibly early stage. With the reintegration of players like Gareth Bale and Marcelo, enormous injuries pile up which saw 8 players sidelined, and some shaky defending, the performances of some individual players have flown under the radar. Not only has Bale responded to nearly being offloaded to China with 2 goals and an assist in 3 games, but Toni Kroos is currently playing some of the best football of his trophy-laden Real Madrid career. With Los Blancos' midfield resources currently under scrutiny following the sales of Llorente and loan of Ceballos, not to mention the suspension of Luka Modric, the pressure was on the 29-year-old German to be the main man. And he has responded in style, with his standard 2 tackles and interceptions married with 2.1 shots, his highest since 13-14, 1.7 dribbles, which is nearly 3 times as many as 18-19, and a mental 4.1 key passes per 90, more than Messi's 3.1 from last campaign. In fact, at this early stage, no one has created more than his 12 chances so far in La Liga, and with only 4 teams having a worse defence according to expected goals against, Kroos will need to continue these remarkable attacking performances if Real are to have any hope of a first La Liga title in 3 seasons. 2. Robert Lewandowski. Despite turning 31 in August and having played over 40 games in 10 of the last 14 seasons, Robert Lewandowski has shown no signs of slowing down so far this season. After 2 wins and a draw and a massive 11 goals in that time, only RB Leipzig's exceptional start prevents Niko Kovac's men from topping the Bundesliga at the first international break. The most promising element is that Kovac has managed this start despite giving game time to all 5 of his new summer signings, with Benjamin Pavard and Luka Hernandez crucial to the side conceding just 8 shots a game, the fewest in the division. And whilst expected goals suggest that RB have had the marginally better attack after 3 games, no side can top the Bavarian 7.7 shots on target per game, or contend with their Polish talisman at the moment. He's averaging an incredible 5.3 shots per 90, with 3.7 of those coming from inside the area. That's 0.3 more than Salah is managing in total. This phenomenal production means that the Pole is currently operating at a ridiculous 1.3 expected goals per 90, the best rate of anyone to have played at least 180 minutes in Europe. 1. Kevin De Bruyne. Unless you're a fan of Liverpool and Man United, I'm sure you can agree that it is great to see Kevin De Bruyne in full flow once again. With the 28-year-old having missed 29 games last year through 5 separate injuries, leaving him fit enough to play only 978 league minutes, he has already played 34% of those minutes this term. In that time, which translates as just 4 appearances, he has racked up a ridiculous 1 goal and 5 assists. meaning he's averaging a goal contribution every 55 minutes this term. At the moment, the 70-cap Belgian is taking 3.3 shots, the same as Kane and Aubameyang, creating 4.4 chances and completing a dribble, all whilst making 3 tackles and interceptions per 90, one more than Granit Xhaka. Oh, and as if that wasn't enough, he's completing 3.8 long balls per game, more than David Luiz and Jorginho. The guy is simply a freak. That unfortunate draw with Spurs aside, in which they somehow drew 2-2 despite having a 3.2 to 0.07 expected goals ratio, and City would be top on goal difference. And I'm sorry Liverpool fans, but with KDB playing like this, it's impossible to not see them catching them soon. So that was our top 10 of players that have started the season in exceptional form. What did you guys think? Did I miss any out? I'm sure I did. Let me know in the comments down below. As usual, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button and the notification bell to never miss a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!